And oh, guess what? Guess what? Roadhog is getting a buff! Hang on a minute. It's a defensive buff. It's a defensive. But the Blizzard, the problem is that you felt hilariously ineffective at killing people because your damage was a joke now. So you were just an ultimate charging battery. So your solution is to make it so Roadhogs can, I guess, charge enemy ultimates more by living longer. That's gonna make this better. Okay.
Hey everyone, this is a little bit from Future Rage, and it's the only actually Future Ragey bit that's been edited into this, but I just want to say, while this initially starts off as kind of ranty, which, you know, I enjoy doing, don't get me wrong, this definitely does mellow out and get into more of an objective discussion of this buff, and I actually think I have some cool points to say about it. I just don't leave until then, okay? Thank you.
Let's talk about this then, shall we? Firstly, while I think this is totally the wrong thing to be, air quotes, fixing, I'll take it. You know, at this point, as a Roadhog main, I am an abused partner, and when I'm shown a shred of kindness, I will respond gloriously and think that my man has changed, because we needed something. So if becoming ridiculously difficult to kill, which, bear no mistake, moving and taking 50% reduced damage while breathing will make Roadhog ridiculously difficult to kill. It doesn't really like, if you have a character that is immortal, has an infinite health pool, but does not do anything that is really that effective or helpful, they're still not gonna get picked, right? Like, this isn't what I feel like a kid that's never gotten a present from Christmas, except this year I finally got a present and I start crying tears of joy only to open the package and get punched through a hole in the bottom and someone go, cheer up, it was only a prank. That's what I feel like right now. But I gotta be objective, right? I gotta be objective. I gotta accept that loads of people were crying about being hooked and one-shot, especially in the lower rating. That's where a lot of people are, and Blizzard are like, we don't want loads of people being sad, so we're gonna nerf this already unpicked and pretty bad character, and then everyone's happy, except the people that mained him, but fuck those guys. Roadhog mains are like not even 1% of the game. So they did it because it felt bad to get comboed. I've talked about this a lot. I've talked about the fact that nerfing a character because of how people, air quotes, feel about them instead of their objective strength is really quite a terrible idea in terms of the game's actual integrity. It's a sensible business idea for player retention, don't get me wrong, but I do think it was, well, and is, a silly way to go about things. At the very least, they accepted that Roadhog is now too bad, and he does need a change, and they're making him tankier. And you might be going, well, Rage, he is a tank. If you want to be killing people left and right, you pick an assault. And look, I'm totally on board with you, but unfortunately, there is an iceberg on the horizon. If every single tank is supposed to be tanky and take damage, what is the point of having multiple tanks? We need tanks with variety, with niches. Sombra is an assault, but there's no denying she is more supporty and utility than straight DPS. There is nothing wrong with having a particularly tanky, high damaging, yet slow, you know, he's not picking off people left and right, character, you know, a bruiser type class. There's nothing wrong with that. So what does this achieve? It keeps Roadhog alive longer. It does, and the new numbers on this are insane. He is healing for 300 health over a second while moving away from you and taking half damage, which actually means there isn't a single hero in the game that can out-damage this heal now. Before, a full tracer round to the face would do more damage than the heal would do, but thanks to this, most two-hero combinations and any single given single hero doing whatever they feel like cannot out-damage this, which is obviously a huge change, and you can run away while taking this breather, but again, this air quotes compensation buff, this fix, to fix a thing that made Roadhog feel like not Roadhog, to fix a thing that took the soul away from the character, that made him not feel the same, removed his tempo, his beat, his groove that people enjoyed playing him, the slow, impactful rhythm he had. He was a beating of deep drums, and they changed him into a drum roll. And their fix to that is to take a move like Take a Breather, which is a wonderfully designed move, right? It is a heal on a tank. That is good, giving a tank a way to be tanky. It is Take a Breather, you know? It is, I've been doing a lot of psycho murdering recently, and oh, it's got a stitch. Oh my god, I'm getting old. You know, to take a breather on a character that is that huge, someone who would take a breather, someone who would just stand there, just sit there, and just have a okay, cool, back to it. You know, it thematically worked. It was glorious in both how it actually was mechanically and lore-wise for the character. And now they've gone and done, yeah, let's have this guy running away from someone while, air quotes, taking a breather. Now, I don't know about you, but in my mind, somebody who is taking a breather, i.e. resting, is not fucking running away from the person trying to kill them whilst doing it. Also, think about the fact that Roadhog blows up like a balloon while doing this. He's gonna be running away from someone and then blowing up to like a balloon and then deflating again, which is hilarious, but I don't think Roadhog is the type of character that needs to be laughed at. He's supposed to be intimidating. Come on now. So while this definitely makes him stronger in an area he didn't need to be stronger in, it again takes away some of the essence of Roadhog. There's no denying that, just on a thematic level. So, I don't know how I feel about this. And also, this has got to be a solution to the I hook someone and my team didn't really help, and now they're just gonna fight me and kill me because my butterfly gun is pathetic. So their solution is, let's make it so Roadhog can run away more effectively. The idea of Roadhog, this psychopath who hooks people in with a metal hook, drags them bleeding and screaming, and fills them with shrap, with this shrap, good old shrap. I tried to combine scrap and shrapnel and ended up with shrap. I'm coining the phrase now. And with these crude weaponry compared to what the fellow cast members are doing, he's now supposed to be hooking someone, and if it doesn't work out, this psychopath murderer is going to run away from them while breathing heavily into his healing canister. They have made him into Roydberg. Zoidhog? Whichever. Now, I will admit that this could definitely have the other effect, because it very much could make him a lot stronger at 1v1ing, because he's so much harder to kill now, and I cannot stress that enough. He is ridiculously harder to kill, seriously. You might think, A, he's going to beat me in a war of attrition here in a 1v1. It's going to take me so long to kill him that he is probably going to kill me first. Or you think, B, he's going to require such an investment to kill that it's just not worth it anymore, which means you are going to leave him alone. So potentially this does at least let you hook people and then they actually try and get away from you. Yes, it's not because they're scared of dying, but because they don't want to be bored for 5 minutes fighting you, but at least it is running away from you again. So that's at least something, and I will admit this is going to make him probably, if I had to guess one of the two situations, better at fighting people one-on-one, just because he will live for so long. But still, he does now have the distinct option to run away, and it's gonna look so comical.
And also, I actually think this is a fantastic mechanic. I think it is absolutely wonderful. I think it's a really great idea, but it's just really, air quotes, un-Roadhoggy. Because the thing is, look at what this lets you do. If you time it correctly, you could hook a D.Va ult, use it just before it explodes, and assuming you are on full health, you are then going to be on 400 health, which means you are fine. You get put to 100, then heal the 300 up. So the idea that you have this dynamic timing of this damage reduction that the enemy knows you have as well, you're now both thinking, do I use this on him? Is he going to breathe? Is he going to use this on me? Do I breathe? And anything that makes people think more creatively, make more decisions, play a little bit more dynamically is a fantastic change. It adds to the game and it's really cool. And this is going to do that. This will 100% both make Roadhog stronger and add to his skill cap. And that's really cool. It is. I look forward to messing around with it and mastering it because I think this really is going to keep you in the fight for so long, because already right now, if you play smartly, you are staying alive a lot as Roadhog. It's one of his main strengths. He's always kind of there just because of how easy it is to survive on him. And adding this on top of that really turns that up to 11. And I guess thematically Roadhog is a survivor. Yes, the surviving of the Omnics did derange him a little, but he is a survivor. So doubling down on that is kind of cool. I just don't think this is really the, let's say, cleverest way to do it, you know? And the thing is, in that situation, real Roadhog would not hook a D.Va ult to save his teammates unless one of them was Junkrat. It's not really in his character, and yes, at that point, maybe I'm splitting hairs when it comes to marrying character design with their mechanics, but you still get what I'm saying at, right? So, yeah, this gives you loads of options. It lets you stay around a lot longer, fight a lot better, yeah, and it means if most of your team dies, you can chill around the place, poking holes, you know, and making the enemy team try and bait them into actually committing the resources into hunting you down. You can absorb multiple ults worth of damage with a well-timed breather now, and actually get between your team and the enemy, and that's what they want him to do. They want him to be more of a tank, at the front lines, punching holes in people, being aggressive, looking for an opportunity, hooking someone in, and that's, you know, it's fine. It's cool. It really is, but I just think it needs to be a little bit more elegant. I mean, if it was me, the easiest and best thing to do before all of this is just make his hook do more damage, nerf his gun, add damage to the hook so he can still combo, but then his weapon without the hook isn't decimating people left and right. Then you know if you're out of position, if Roadhog got a skilled hook, then yeah, he's rewarded with that one shot, but we are past that, we really are. So I would propose something actually kind of cool. So Roadhog is this guy who's being shot and is in a battlefield and he's laughing, he's loving it, he doesn't care, and he does have this stereotype of being the ult battery. So I would play with that. I would give him a passive that makes him actually generate less ultimate for the enemy team. I don't know the number, let's just say 80% of what it normally would. That way, you actually have to think, this really hard to kill guy, I don't want to be shooting him. I want to be shooting his teammates, but he's just there in my face, being intimidating, being Roadhog. You can kind of generate that, air quotes, fear factor in a different way to damage, and that would be cool. You could, you know, put it down to an intimidation aura or whatever, and you could conversely also make it so that when Roadhog takes damage, he actually gains ult charge, you know, someone that converts damage to ult charge. Then again, you actually have to make a decision. We can't just willy-nilly fire at Roadhog. If we're going to kill him, we have to focus and kill him, or we're going to keep giving him whole hogs, which is a really effective high damage area denial tool, and he is supposed to be the area denial tank. At least that's one of his main roles. He's weaker at it now, but the existence of the hook still at least lets him do it a little bit. So giving him more frequent ults, letting him actually upset the ult equilibrium of the game, and as you know, the ult equilibrium in Overwatch Overwatch is very powerful. The team with the most ults generally is going to win an encounter when they're both roughly equally skilled. That's actually kind of cool. That gives him a niche. That is definitely something worth picking him for, and something that you can really play with. And I do apologize if this comes over as a bit ranty or unstructured. This is just kind of my unfiltered initial reaction to seeing this. I wanted to just go for it, because obviously I have a lot of passion for this game, and especially this character, and I would say a fairly good understanding of the design going on here, so I just wanted to get out how this, well, made me feel to begin with. I really do, and honestly, the TLDR is it is good for him. It makes him a lot better. Mainly not in a way that he especially needed, but it might make him so good in one aspect that wasn't needed that he suddenly is worth picking for, if that makes sense. So there is hope, definitely, and I can't deny a playstyle of, yeah, maybe I'm not destroying people, but you ain't killing me, come on, bring it, let's see what happens. I can get behind that. I really can. I mean, you can kind of tell my initial reaction at the beginning of the video, and through the passage of time and me thinking while I'm talking, I've definitely mellowed out on it. I still think it's very out of character. I still think it could be more elegant, and I still think it's really the wrong thing to focus on. But objectively, if this is what's going to happen, I can see the benefits of it. I can see some connections that make it fit, and I can see it being a lot of fun to play both with and against, because tactical damage reduction, even when you don't need the health, is very, very cool. So I'm very torn on this. I think it's definitely needed, but is it the right thing that is needed? What do you guys think? I mean, I'm just happy that Roadhog is getting some love, because the Roadhog Appreciation Club needs more members. It seriously does. We are wasting food every week at our meeting. I put on a lovely spread, and it's just, there's only 3 people that turn up. It's sad. It's really, really sad. I do love, though, that Overwatch has engineered such good character design that would actually evoke such passion from someone about changes like this. In other games, I couldn't give a fuck if a balance or nerf change actually reflected a character's personality, but here I'm like, how dare you! Roadhog firing fast is not what Roadhog would do, but I know because I know the bloke. I think that is really cool, and it's a fun thing to talk about and experience. It really is. So yeah, that are my initial thoughts on Roadhog's potential buff. Really strong. For now, though, I will see you guys soon. Like if you've enjoyed this, and subscribe for more. Goodbye.